Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is May 24th, 2025, and here are the top cryptocurrency news stories. Today we'll start with Mr. Trump's dinner, which turned out to be much more eventful than I expected. First, let's take a look at some photos from inside the hall with various guests. Mr. Justin Sun himself made a video of the hall and the guests. I'll quickly show them if you want to see them. They're all below in the sources. In them, we can see that after all, there were more people than I expected. And after Mr. Justin Sun, let me tell you that someone at the dinner created a meme coin. One of the participants of Mr. Trump's gala launched a meme coin and pumped fun during the president's speech and posted a receipt on Telegram. Let me tell you that we have, of course, the video on Crypto News in which the man appears to be filming the President of the United States as he speaks. Then he lowers the camera and with some other phone creates a meme coin on Pump Fun. This meme coin gained 2,300% on its second green candle, which in less than half an hour simply collapsed. As you can see, this meme coin did not last any longer. And from a meme coin that follows its usual cycle, I want to tell you that, as we said, Mr. Trump's dinner was much more episodic. They basically went to the club where Mr. Trump had set up the dinner and just demonstrated that they did not like everything that was going on. And in addition to these citizens here, let me tell you that members of the House of Representatives are also calling for an investigation into Mr. Trump's meme coin dinner. More than 30 members of Congress, as I told you, signed a letter claiming that Donald Trump could be violating the Constitution by inviting meme coin investors to a private dinner. And with Mr. Trump's dinner over, we'll move on to our ETFs, where once again, BlackRock has inflows. On May 23rd, BlackRock's spot ETF had a history of $877 million. The day closed with $934 million in total, with most of it doing absolutely nothing. On May 23rd, we obviously have no idea what BlackRock has done, and the day closed with at least $219 million, and I'll tell you why at the end of the episode. Moving on, we'll also look at companies that are buying Bitcoin. We'll start with a Swedish healthcare company called H100, which bought $490,000 worth of Bitcoin and acquired 4.39 Bitcoin. Its stock rose by more than 37% after this purchase. And a Chinese company called Juicy Holdings. Its board of directors approved a plan to buy 1,000 Bitcoin by next year. And from these companies, we'll move on to a more well-known one, which is Semler Scientific, which bought $50 million worth of Bitcoin, acquiring 455 BTC, bringing its total Bitcoin holdings to 4,264. And from our companies, it's time to move on to our cryptocurrencies, and we'll revisit an incident from the previous episode. This is, of course, the hacking of DEX Cetus, which is a DEX on Sui. The latest we know is that Cetus has offered a $6 million bounty to hackers to return the stolen, which, according to this article, is valued at $220 million. I will tell you that from other articles I have read, it is $260 million, which is probably the correct number. However, some writers are raising it to $220 million. Let me tell you now that in addition to this bounty, there are many members of the community who are very critical of Sui, and rightly so, because they say that the decentralization that Sui has is a big lie. And the reason is that Sui and her network froze money that criminals had stolen so easily. While they were on a decentralized network, such a thing could not happen so easily. And for this reason, many say that Sui is not a decentralized currency. The only question I have is that since it was so easy for the Sui network to freeze some money, why is it not equally easy to return that money to the original owners? The easy answer to that is because it was not written into the smart contract code, but I am just asking. And we at Sui will go to our favorite cryptocurrency market with the price of $107,000, with the price standing nicely in our support. And the reason we had the red candle yesterday is that, first of all, Mr. Trump is threatening the EU with 50% tariffs. And he's also threatening Apple with a 25% tariff on iPhones that aren't made in America. Apple had its main factories in China for cheap labor. And since China and America aren't doing very well, they're moving them to India. However, Mr. Trump didn't like that and wants the factories to come to America. And for that reason, Trump says that if the factories don't bring them to America, they'll have to pay taxes. And obviously, these two pieces of news didn't satisfy the cryptocurrency market at all, and other markets a little. That wraps up the top news for crypto. Today is May 24th, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.